All right, Kenman here, die project number 42, speed round, Kubey darkness. Let's go. Before I start, I'm not sponsored by anyone. I purchase everything at retail price, and I do these videos because I love discussing knives and sharing info and ideas with others. If you have any questions or thoughts, please feel free to comment below. This is a die project speed round. We're going all in one. Round one, round two, fight. Get your last looks. Kubey darkness getting torn down right now. I'm going fast, but we're going to set the table like always. Get the shot. Boom, boom. What's everyone up to on this glorious weekend? Done. Let's go. T8 pivot, captive pivot for the Kubey lovers out there. Body screws look like they're all T6. I am excited to get to this darkness. It's an interesting, larger knife, and we're going to have a little fun. What does everyone think? At this point, there's no going back. You can't make any decisions anymore. It's all going to happen right here. We'll see how it goes. You can certainly look at the timestamp and find out. But I'm going for it all in one. This one's a fairly simple build. No complicated button locks or anything. Maybe a screw that doesn't want to come out. So I'm going to try to get through the crazy, slow built, drawn out rambling that I go on. And see if we can just get this bad boy done in less than 20 minutes. Goal? We shall see. Like I said, you can just look down below and find out. Or you can kind of let her play out and try not to look and see the surprise, right? Okay. Boom. Scale. Wow, all right. That's all holding together. Okay, so I always look at the bearings on this one are open side towards the blade. Sometimes they're open side towards it, sometimes they're closed side, sometimes they aren't open closed setups. This is all held together so nice. I think I'm just gonna leave it for now, and yeah. All right, we're apart. We've got the scales. I am gonna go wash them real quick, let them get all nice and clean. Any little weird oil spots or whatever are going to act like a resist and not make an even die. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to cut to the table, and we're going to get going on this die right now. Okay, here we are. I've got them on the hooks. We're ready to go. I've got the die all heated up. Make sure there's no air bubbles. And we're down. Boom, it's going to be blue today. We're going to get these nice and blue, see how it looks, and have a little fun. Got the Kaiser LP. Look at the drop. Ugh. So sweet. CJRB Mangrove. First time I did kind of a way crazy transitional color on that fade. Mangrove is a fun knife. And then this is my most recent, this little Trevisa Andromeda. First time I did a fade die going this direction. What's everyone think about that? I don't know if I'm happy with the color choices. It's interesting. It's very fleshy. You got a yellow this way, and you got your orange that way. The fade turned out really good. I don't know. I dig it. It's a fun little knife. I might darken the whole thing up or do something else to it at some point. We'll see. I don't know. Having fun with it, though. Also been doing these weathered dies where I darken it up and then sand the edges, kind of scuff them up, kind of try to get some multi-tones and aging and weathering going on it. Did the same thing to this Concept Cryo. Got a nice kind of dirty, aged look around the screws, the pivot, stuff like that. It's a really fun knife. It's got a nice snap to it. And then most recent one was kind of similar to what we're doing now, just in this nice red, solid red, except for this one's micarta. That brown's always going to be affected by the blue, but it'll just make it kind of a more dull, darker blue. So I think we're going to be just fine. This was actually kind of a weird brown, rusty color too, and so it kind of did have a little bit of effect on that red. Let's sneak a peek. Ooh, look at that. So it's definitely darker than it's going to be right now. When the dye is on it, it makes it look darker than it actually is. So we'll rinse it in a little bit, but I'm not quite. I think I want to get it a little bit darker than that. This was the most recent fade dye. Turned out excellent, I think. Just that natural fade from that super yellow on the end to this really dark, almost black, dark maroon, smooth, even fade. Pretty much dialing in that fade though. I like doing it. It's fun. Takes a little more work, but a little patience and a little time and care when you're doing it. I didn't actually film these, but it's for one of my subscribers, and so I just was kind of a little extra focused on it that day and just decided not to film, even though I could have filmed and let it just kind of be a great kind of behind the scenes look and how it all works. But at that time, I just really wanted to get it right for them and wanted to make sure that what I wanted to try to do worked, and it did. My dye over here is kind of almost boiling. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. But what we're going to do is I'm going to get these knives out of the way here. And we can grab the rinse and do a check. Doesn't mean we're done. We can always put her back in, but it's always kind of good. You can kind of see how dark they look right there. See how dark that looks? Okay, so out we go. Into this rinse off. Well, but actually it's pretty good. I think we're good. I am going to turn that off. Take them off the hooks here. Basically the dye kind of gets neutralized by this water, but it sometimes can kind of stick in there a little bit. Little bits or chunks if they've kind of solidified as it boils. Sometimes you get these little chunks. So you always want to go in and give it a nice good rinse and make sure there's no extra dye residue floating around on it or anything like that. All right, those are good. I am going to take them out, get them dry, and we'll go back to the table for reassembly. Boom, and just like that, we're ready for reassembly. All the stages just moving smooth. Let's watch me screw up the one at the end here, right? Okay, so yeah, here's the scales. Did that nice blue, just a nice clean sapphire blue. I dig it. Happy with the way it turned out. This was all kind of stuck in one piece, so I'm going to attempt, actually I might need to do that first, to slide everything back together like that. So we're going to take the blade, drop it in just like so, set that on there. Remember that that's a blade. I have a, oh, this one does not, oh, the captive pivot goes on the other side. So I'm pretty sure that's how I had it. Let's see if I can turn that to line it up. Come on now. That's the trick, isn't it? There it went. Like that. Wait a minute here. How? That's the pivot. Yeah, it is that side. Okay. We're good. Always has to be something. So the Kubey goes like that and gets stuck on a little thin notch. And in we go. Maybe not. Why would they make that? Okay. There it went. All right. Always can be some type of interesting situation, scenario. All right. I am going to leave. Let's see, actually. What is that extra? Oh, that's for the other side. Sorry, I'm talking outside, talking out loud to myself. That doesn't make any sense. Nope. That's what happens sometimes. Your brain just goes on this weird autopilot. Okay, I am going to put the clip back on the standard side. I often will have specific knives that I carry on the right side. And this one I am going to leave on that side for now. We shall see in the future if I decide to change that or where it will take me. Okay, you always have to pay attention to centering the blade. So now I'm going to crank down, not super tight, but just crank down tight the pivot. Now I'm going to go back around and finish tightening all of these screws so that we can try to keep that blade centered. And if not, you can always loosen it back up and get her fixed. Okay, now I'm going to just give them all one more. Boom. Make sure they're all nice and secure. Always double check the two pocket clip ones next to each other. You get one tight and it kind of relieves a little pressure on the other one. Now we can loosen this up just a little bit and make any adjustments as needed. I'm going to tighten it just a little. Make sure it's solid when it's open. All right, we're there. We did it. All in one. Can't promise I'm going to be doing this every time. I want to do a few of them live. If you haven't seen any of my lives, I go live Thursdays, 6 p.m. Central. It's really been fun. If you enjoy these, hit the like button, subscribe if you'd like to see more. Helps me out. I appreciate it. But yeah, so we look like we are good with this Kubey darkness. Let's take a good look at what we've got. Kind of a final stage glance. I'm going to take the first part of the video and go bing and put the before and after right there. Tell me what you think. Comment below, are you happy with this color? What do you think about this knife? I think this knife is cool. Oh, that was a little bit of a slip. Nice and solid still. Blade is centered right where you want it. When you do a die, you really want to try to get it back together and make it feel the same. Make sure you don't screw anything up or, make it adjusted correctly, just in case. I mean, it is a blade. So if you do something wrong, you potentially could injure yourself or whatever it may be. But it's a super fun thing. If you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend it. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon.